Welcome back to our channel. In our previous episode, we explored the Golden Triangle, one of the world's most notorious hubs for illicit trade. Today, we return to the topic of global organized crime through the story of Tse Chi Lop, a man whose name became the focus of an international investigation that spanned continents. This podcast is part of our documentary series focused on understanding how transnational crime impacts public safety and global stability.
Tse Chi Lop was born on October 25, 1963 in Guangzhou, China, a vibrant port city. According to a 2019 Reuters report, Tse Chi grew up during the turbulent period following the Cultural Revolution, a time when many young people were drawn into organized crime. As a young man, he joined the Big Circle Gang, a notorious triad organization in Guangzhou, also known as the Triads Society. These are organized crime syndicates involved in activities such as drug smuggling, extortion, gambling, and money laundering, originating from secret movements against the Qing dynasty during feudal China. They capitalized on Guangzhou's strategic location near Hong Kong and Macau to expand their criminal networks. In 1988, Tse immigrated to Canada, settling in Toronto and later becoming a Canadian citizen. However, he continued to be involved in criminal activities. During the 1990s, Tse participated in smuggling heroin from the Golden Triangle region in Southeast Asia to North America. According to the New York Times, his early operations were small in scale but carefully organized, relying on the Big Circle Gang's network. In 1998, Tse was arrested by U.S. authorities for heroin smuggling and sentenced to 9 years in prison. Reuters reports that after his release in 2006, he retreated into the shadows and began building a criminal network far larger than before. How could someone who had been caught manage to create such a massive drug empire? What factors allowed him to operate undetected for so long? By 2011, Tse had relocated to Hong Kong and established Sam Gor, also known as The Company. According to Reuters, Sam Gor operated like a corporation, with supply chains, logistics systems, and influence stretching across the Asia-Pacific region. Tse maintained a discreet role referred to by associates as Brother 3. Sam Gor focused on synthetic drugs such as methamphetamine, ketamine, and fentanyl, capitalizing on the shift away from traditional drugs like heroin. The Guardian reported in 2021 that Sam Gor controlled up to 70% of the methamphetamine market in Australia and nearly half of the drug trafficking activities in the Asia-Pacific region, with estimated annual revenues ranging from $8 billion. The organization operated laboratories in Myanmar's Shan state, sourced precursor chemicals from China, and distributed drugs to markets such as Japan, New Zealand, and Canada. Tse maintained an unassuming appearance. Reuters described him as dressing simply and living in upscale residential areas in Hong Kong, Macau, and later Taipei. However, certain details revealed his wealth, such as reports that he once lost $70 million in a single night at a Macau casino, protected by 8 bodyguards. Sam Gor operated with a style designed to maximally avoid law enforcement attention, but as the organization's scale expanded, it gradually attracted the scrutiny of international agencies. Why was Sam Gor able to thrive for so long? Was it due to a lack of coordination between nations, or the sophistication of their operations? In 2019, Reuters published an investigation exposing Tse Lop's role in Sam Gor, making him a top target in Asia. The Australian Federal Police, AFP, led Operation Kungur, an international collaborative effort involving 20 agencies including the US DEA, China's Ministry of Public Security, and Japan's National Police Agency, aimed at dismantling Sam Gor and apprehending Tse. Tse Chi Lop constantly changed residences to evade tracking. In early 2020, he moved to Taiwan amid travel restrictions due to the pandemic, living in affluent areas of Taipei. Taiwanese authorities monitored him but could not arrest him due to the absence of an extradition treaty with Australia. In January 2021, Tse was deported by Taiwan for overstaying his visa, creating an opportunity for his capture. On January 22, 2021, Dutch police arrested Tse at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam as he was transiting to Canada. According to Reuters, the arrest was the result of years of intelligence gathered from Tse's associates. He was extradited to Australia in December 2022 and is currently awaiting trial on charges of drug trafficking and money laundering. Operation Kungur shed light on Sam Gor's scale but also raised many questions. The Guardian reported that despite Tse's arrest, laboratories in Myanmar continued to operate, indicating that the network had not been fully dismantled. Is capturing Tse enough to weaken Sam Gor? Sam Gor's operations have left significant consequences. The Guardian reported that methamphetamine from Sam Gor has fueled addiction crises in Australia and Southeast Asia. In 2020, Australia seized large shipments linked to Sam Gor, such as 1.8 tons of methamphetamine hidden in speakers. These impacts raise questions about the responsibility of systems that allowed Sam Gor to flourish. Tse currently awaiting trial in Australia in 2025. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, prosecutors face challenges in proving he directly ran Sam Gor due to the organization's complex structure. His defense argues that he is merely a businessman, not a crime lord. Will Tse be convicted, or will he exploit legal loopholes to escape? Tse's arrest is a success for law enforcement, but also highlights limitations in the global fight against crime. Reuters pointed out that Sam Gor exploited weak governance in Myanmar, lax regulations in China, and a lack of international coordination. Operation Kungar demonstrated the effectiveness of collaboration, but The Guardian warns that without sustained efforts, new organizations will emerge. The synthetic drugs supplied by Sam Gor have had a massive global impact. The New York Times reported that methamphetamine is causing public health crises in places from Australia to Japan. Sam Gor's operational model, large-scale production, encrypted communications, and global logistics could become a blueprint for other criminal organizations. Tse's case also highlights the role of journalism. Reuters' 2019 investigation brought him into the spotlight, much like other journalistic efforts that expose injustice. Without such reporting, Tse might still be operating. This makes us wonder, how many other criminal organizations are still hiding in the shadows? Lessons from Tse Chi Lop, what can we do? The Guardian suggests that addressing root causes such as poverty, corruption, and weak institutions is essential. Organizations like the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime call for stricter chemical controls and enhanced cooperation, but progress remains slow. The public can contribute by supporting investigative journalism such as Reuters articles to bring the truth to light. Demanding transparency and action from governments, from China and Myanmar to Australia, is necessary. Raising awareness about drug addiction can also help communities combat the harm caused by these substances. The lessons from this case remain. We are faced with questions. How can we prevent organizations like Sam Gor in the future? What roles do nations and the public play in reducing the impact of drugs? And what changes are needed to ensure the world does not produce networks like this again? Tse Chi Lop's arrest marks a turning point, but questions remain. Can such a vast network truly be dismantled? What allowed it to flourish for so long? And how can nations prevent similar organizations from rising again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this episode informative, please like, share, and subscribe to support independent investigative content. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.